Hey, what's going on? It's Derek again. Just wanted to show you something that I was for about a week or so ago. I've been kind of working off and on with. It's something I've been thinking about for probably about two and a half weeks prior to when I actually started this. I was sitting in the house and I was watching a show on TV. I believe it was at Homes on Homes. I believe it's on the History Channel. It's a guy named Mike Holmes. He goes in and does remodeling on homes. He does a very, very good job. They were finishing up working on a house, and you know, when you've got your fascia boards on your house, and you take that thin aluminum wrap, and you cover that up. You cover up your fascia boards, make that look nice. They've got these nice long brakes. It's a metal brake. Some of them are 6 feet. I think I've seen some at 8 feet long. And you know, you put your piece of sheet metal in there, and you bend that up, and it makes a really nice 90, nice and clean all the way down. And I was thinking, you know, could I do something like that with the foam board? Especially when you're talking about making a wing, using Ed's Designs at Experimental Airlines, making an arm and wing. That requires more than one sheet. You know, you got your one sheet at 30 inches, but shoot, you got two of them at 60 inches. And one of the biggest problems I've been having is, you know, I mean, when you get the first one marked up, well, then you got to match the second one exactly the same, or you know, when you're putting your colored packing tape on there, your lines don't line up, which, you know, I've had that happen a lot. And then when you go to make your fold to make your leading edge, or even when you're doing your fuselages, you know, you're bending that up. And if you're using two sections to make your fuselage, you know, some of the problems I've been having. Actually, the other day I had one come out just about perfectly square, man. It was a thing of beauty. I absolutely loved that one. And when I made the next one and I went to line them up, the one side, the one corner was off a little bit, and you know, I'm human. You know, I certainly can't, you know, double it up and make a mirror image every time. I mean, that's ridiculous. So anyway, I got thinking, you know, you know, could I make, you know, some kind of a break for the foam board? So just with some stuff that I've had here at the house, you know, I actually put one together, and I wanted to show you guys. So let me get the camera turned around here so I can show you. Let's see, I'll back this up a little bit. That probably ought to be fair. Let me turn this lens back around so I can kind of see what I'm doing here, so I can get myself all lined up. Okay, so you've got a big wing. It's two pieces of foam board. So from this end to this end, you've got 60 inches. Now, how do you do that and have your lines straight? Well, let me set this over here for just 1 second. I'll show you what I kind of did. I've got this, just a couple of 2x4s that I cut, just using some scraps. From end to end, it's 60 inches long, or 66 inches long. And I'm going to take measure out of the way, my pencil out of the way. Man, could I have one more thing in the way, please? I actually had the hinge that I used. It's actually one of those 3 foot long hinges, like you might use on the back of a trunk, you know, or whatever. It was just a long hinge like this, and I took the measurement. It was 36 inches. No, it was a 4 foot hinge, and I cut that in 3 equal pieces. I centered the one, and then the other two, I just put, you know, I just butted them right out to the edge, and I screwed them in there. 2, 4, 6, 8. There are 8 screws going into the table, I guess you'd want to call. And I've got 8 nuts and bolts on each hinge that goes to, this is just a thin piece of 1/8 inch plywood I'd gotten at Lowe's when I made the table that I mounted on the wall. That was just a piece of extra. Put it all together. I put a little, just a little 6-inch block of wood just here in the middle, just so I've got something to grab onto here in the middle, so I'm not maybe I'm not pushing more on one end or the other. You know, I want to be able to push from the center. I think that's a good idea. And I've got, oh my gosh, is that steel he's pulling out? Yes, unfortunately it is steel. It's what I had here at the house from a project that I was working on a couple months ago, and it was just a piece of extra. I think I cut off about 1 inch of it on the one end to make this. I believe I cut this at 66.5 inches, so it actually overhangs the table about 1/4 inch on both sides. And what I was thinking is, if you take this and put this on your fold on the inside for your leading edge, and then fold this up, you know, that should make your fold for your leading edge. Now the thing is, doing it this time will be the first time I've done this, so I have no idea if it's going to work. It should, and whether it works or not, I'll still post this on YouTube that you guys can see. Because this is steel, and this is 2x4s. I mean, the darn thing is heavy, and I'm going to see about maybe getting some 2x2s, possibly make the table a bit wider to help support the foam board. The piece of angle iron, I'm going to get rid of the steel. I'm going to go over to the hardware store and get a bigger piece of aluminum, maybe something that's like 1 inch by 1 inch piece of aluminum, so it's lighter. But for the first draft, just parts that I had here laying at the house, this is what I've got. So we'll set this over here out of the way. Get my wing back over here. Now, something I did just to join this, here I've got red. This will be for the bottom. I've got purple. This will be for the top of the wing. I'm just trying to use up my purple roll. I got that months ago, and I haven't done anything with it, so here we are with purple and red. Let me bring the camera up here a little closer. Come with me. I know it's probably not level, but I'm not a very good cameraman. I'm just doing the best I can. So I've got my marks already made out. I've got the 1 inch mark down here made for, I'm going to peel that paper off, sand that down so that for a nice taper so it meets up with the other end. I put 2 lines here to make 1 inch. This is the 1 inch in front of the leading edge. My formers will actually start back here. I've got my 1/2 inch mark here made for the fold. Both the paper for the fold and this up here, I am going to peel off, like Ed, Experimental Airlines, has talked about. But I don't pull the paper off until after my fold. I don't know, it's just personal preference. Oh no, I tell you why. Because when I peel these off, it took me a second there to think about it. But when I peel these middles off to make my fold right there, what I usually do is I take my knife, obviously with the blade, inside, and then I just kind of eyeball the middle of it, and I run my knife down the middle to make that score. And with the 2 lines, oh, you gotta love that squeak. Where the 2 lines of the paper are, I can kind of eyeball the middle of that, and it just helps me to do that. Say I take this paper off of this side, it's harder for me to eyeball the middle. So this is just what I do. I probably could have already done this, but give me a second here. Run that down there. There we go. And that's usually how I do it. And then when I get this folded up, I'll take that paper off. Okay, so I've got my 60-inch wing up here on my 66-inch table. That way I can, you know, have some overhang so I can line my folds up with my hinges. Now, we'll take my piece of angle iron here. Man, that is heavy. Overkill, definitely. Okay. And I was kind of thinking if I put the angle iron just to the inside of the perforation here that I made, it should allow that to fold over. So I'm just going to get this lined up with the inside of the line that I made with my knife. Okay. And then put the like the paper on this side, like just on the inside edge of the hinge. That looks pretty good. And I figured I'd hold it here in the middle, grab my block that I made so that I'm putting pressure on it from the middle and not one end or the other. And we'll just ease that on up. Oh man, that's looking really good. Keeping pressure on the angle iron. Fold that over till it about stops. Yeah, it's going to stop right on the angle iron, which is no big deal. I mean, as long as I get the crease in there, then I can take the angle iron out and fold it over the rest of the way. You know, kind of over fold it, you know what I mean? I mean, you guys have made plenty of these, so I know that you guys know what I mean. So we'll take that angle iron, set that aside. Then I should be able to take this and fold that over the rest of the way. Oh man, that looks pretty good. Okay, well I can see something I'm going to have to do. It looks like I've got a screw here on this middle hinge. Looks like it might be sticking up a little far. It kind of peeled my tape here in the middle. It peeled my purple tape away from the red. I don't know, maybe a strip of duct tape across there, or you know, see if I can get that screw to go down there a little further. But anyway, man, that folded over nicely. So there we go. I don't see that maybe the screw. I don't see any other damage caused by the screws. I see a little dirt from the angle iron, which, you know, again, like I said, I'd like to get a piece of aluminum, so that would make that cleaner. But it looks like it made the fold real good right down that crease. And when something I did look at here, I've got this folded over where my purple tape comes underneath here. Man, that line from here all the way down to that end down there. Wow, does that look nice? I mean, it looks real even. Probably about 1/4 of an inch here on the bottom side, and then the red starts. That's just outstanding. So I guess that's pretty much it. Get camera over here towards me. Put that back up here a little bit. So there it is. How about that? A break for foam board. Certainly, you know, the questions are: is it overkill? Yeah, probably. Will it be convenient for me? For me? Yeah, certainly. You know, especially I think when you're like doing the fuselages, like I said earlier, you know, when you're making multiple folds, you know, because on a square fuselage or rectangular fuselage, you're making 4 bends. Triangular fuselage, again, you're making 4 bends. But like on the triangular fuselage that I made, where the foam board comes down like this and then folds back up underneath, I mean, that strip on mine is only about 3/4 of an inch. So using the break here, you know, I think that really might help make it more uniform, especially if you're putting 2 sections of that foam board together. So anyway, you know, give me another week or so, and I'll see about getting a smaller one made up. Maybe not, you know, not 2x4s. Certainly not the steel angle iron. You know, I'd like to have a nice piece of aluminum. So yep, there it is. Dollar Tree foam board, foam brake. How about that? All right. You guys take it easy. So you guys take a look at this and tell me what you think. If there's some other improvements, maybe try this, or don't try this, or maybe you're just stupid. Hey, you know, that's okay. That's YouTube. All right. Thanks for watching.